Good afternoon, everyone. How is everyone doing today? My title of this video is Gratitude, Abundance, and the Flow of Energy. And I'm going to tell y'all a manifestation story. I think I'll do it while I'm rebounding, so I'll get started because I have something I want to do this afternoon. But I just want to tell y'all that I had the best morning. I got invited to a networking activity, and I really just wasn't like that thrilled about going. And it ended up being so great, and it was so good for me. And the most like special thing that I enjoyed the most was this the place where we were meeting was this design center with all these, beautiful pillows and fabrics and, decorations and everything. And of course, I kept my blinders on because I don't need anything. I'm downsizing. However, I can appreciate it. And so the owner of the facility, his mother was there, and I don't know how old she was. She was probably 78 or 80. I don't know. She might have even been older than that. But she was real delicate and kind of frailish. And so she was walking around and she was holding onto my arm, and I was kind of carrying her around. And I got to show her a video on my channel of me sitting down on the rebounder to inspire her that if she just got a chair and a little rebounder and she just pounded her legs. Hi, Sonia. If she pounded her legs on the rebounder, that could strengthen the muscles around the knees, around the calves, around the ankles, and that at her frail age, she could get stronger and not really probably need to hold on to someone's arm while she was walking around the room. Could she have walked around the room by herself? She says she can, but I know she probably walks around and holds on to chairs and furniture and stuff while she's going around. But just when you're older and you want your independence back, there's a way to get it back. And I felt so excited about sharing with her that there was a pathway for her freedom to get her independence back, where she wouldn't have to rely on someone to hold their arm or whatever. So I just want to tell y'all how excited, like, of all the good things that happened this morning, that was the most exciting thing for me, was to be able to give this woman a potential tip of hope so that she could find her independence again. And so that just really inspired me to want to do more of what I'm doing. So I'm going to start rebounding, and I'm going to tell y'all a story about this dress, okay? It's actually a dress, but I'm wearing it with pants, okay? So I want to show you. It's super cute. It's like from Mexico. All right. So it goes in right here in the back. It has like a little tucker right here. It's kind of goes in. And then it's a wrap dress. So it has a tie right here and it wraps across. Okay. And then I have a tank top on, So if I was skinnier, it'd probably be like a real dress, but right now it's just I use it like a top. But I'm going to explain the story of this dress while I'm rebounding. All right, so how are y'all doing today? I need to drink my water. Alexa, give me a 5-minute timer. Okay. Let's get my bounce on. Okay, so here's my story about this dress. So how many of y'all know about the Mexican tops that are so popular? So I live in Texas. There's a lot of Mexican influence because we're so close to Mexico. There's a lot of traffic, like cars in the past, coming over the border, and they can bring their Mexican artisan outfits, their clothing and their, embroidery and their pottery, all of that is here in Houston. But when you go to Mexico, I mean, when you go to San Antonio, which is a 3-hour drive from me, it's more. There's more Mexican influence in San Antonio. I don't know if the fact that, you know, El Paso and what is that? Is that down there at Eagle Pass? I don't know where the strongest, you know, oh, it's called Laredo. The border crossing down there in Laredo, near you pass through San Antonio when you're coming up from Laredo. So I don't know where all the people come across the most, but San Antonio seems to be the more, El Paso and San Antonio seem to be the more Mexican influenced cities. And of course we have a lot here. So I went to San Antonio this summer around, I want to say August or September. And I told my sister while I was in San Antonio, you know, on vacation, that I wanted to go shopping in the markets, in the Mexican markets. I wanted to go where the Mexican, you know, cheaper prices were. I didn't want to go to the touristy areas. And so nobody gave me a good place to go. They all said, go to this market downtown. I'm like, that's where the tourists go. I want the cheap prices. So I never went to the market in San Antonio while I was there. And I was like, oh, I wanted to get a Mexican embroidered shirt because when I was 15, I had a hot pink one and I loved it. And it was a dress. And then at 15, I cut it off at the hips and I made it a top. And so I just wasn't going to wear it as a dress anymore. So I wore it as a top. And I took my 9th grade school picture wearing that Mexican top. Okay, so it's in my memory. So here I am, 55, and I'm telling my sister I want to get one of those Mexican tops. And so we never go anywhere in San Antonio that has them. Okay, we didn't even look for them. I didn't go to the market. And then the next weekend, or 2 weeks later, it's around my birthday, and a friend of mine and I are driving around Houston, and I start taking her on a tour all around the city, and we go on the other side of downtown. I live on the west side, and we go on the east side, on the other side of downtown, because I was trying to show her all the different communities. And over on that side, it's got a very Hispanic Mexican culture over there. Some of the famous Mexican restaurants are over there. And so I drove her by this famous restaurant that originated fajitas in the United States called Ninfa's. And right across from Ninfa's was some little boxes that opened up, and they were little like markets, carts. And there were these 2 women who opened up their market. It was like 7 o'clock, and they started from 7 to 9, and they sold Mexican things like purses and tops. And so I drove by and I yelled out the window. I said, do you have any of those Mexican tops that, you know, they sell in Mexico? She said, yes. And so we parked the car and we walked up to the little booth, and she goes, well, I have this. And she pulled this out, this dress. And I was like, that's gorgeous. Like, it exceeded my expectations. Number one, I've never seen a Mexican embroidered wrap dress. Number two, the flowers are on just one side, on this side, my right side, and then it's black over here. So it's like not too much flowers. It's just a nice little accent of flowers. And I think she goes, oh, it's a 2X. Is that okay? And I'm like, oh my God, I hope it fits. Alexa, stop. So I tried it on and I could close it, but it wasn't perfect. Like, I needed to lose like 5 pounds or something, and 10 pounds before I should wear it, because it was a little tight in the arms and stuff. And then in October, I went to a women's luncheon, and I decided, you know what? I'm going to wear this anyway, even though I think it will look better when I lose some weight. And so I wore it, and I got so many compliments on it. And I'm telling you this story because because I didn't let it stop me from wearing it, I grew into the experience of it being smaller on me because I had the joy of wearing it. And now here I am, 102 days, and my body has shrunk by at least a size or size and a half. Pretty soon it's going to be 2 sizes. And so it's the first time I've worn this since November, and it fits me better, and it looks better on me than it did when I was a size larger. And the arms have more puffiness in the arms than before. Before I was filling up the arms and the puffiness. And so I'm just like telling y'all this story because sometimes you live into your desires, the things that you want to become. You remember that quote, change the way you look at the things, and the things that you want change. And so if you face your life with gratitude, abundance, and the flow of energy because you want those things in your life, you have to be those things in your life to create more of what you want in your own life. So if you are feeling lack in your life, then figure out where you can create a flow by giving to somebody else, and the flow of return of abundance will come back to you. The law of circulation. For every action, there is a reaction. So if you give out good generosity will come back to you. And that is the flow. So if you're feeling like you don't have enough, then figure out where you can give. Because if you put it out there, it's going to come back to you. You get to activate your own flow. You get to be in charge of how much comes back to you by putting it out there. And this can be anything. It can be compliments to someone else. If you don't think that you get enough compliments, then you start complimenting other people. If you don't think that you get enough smiles when you're walking down the street, then you start giving up your smiles to other people. If you don't think you're making enough money, then you figure out how you can be generous to someone else within your means and watch the money flow back to you, okay? So here we go. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off. Blast off. Blast off. Blast off. Blast off. Woo. All right. Get in the flow. Figure it out. Do the inner work. Figure out how you're going to be more abundant, how to be more gracious, how to have more gratitude. This life journey is a mystery, but it's our treasure map that causes us to find the treasure. All right, guys. Sayonara. I'm going. I hope you have a wonderful night. If I'm in the mood, maybe I'll do chapter 6 or 7 of the Cellular Wellness Solution. I think it's 6, maybe it's 7. I'm not sure. It's something because I did 5 last night. So I think I did 6 last night and I'm on 7. Have a nice night. Have a good day. See you later, alligators.